I want to talk about um, the war on black men, and I'm going to tie that in my goal to be balanced because I read something that really disturbed me. There's an article on blackgirllonghair.com. Activists hang highway banner blasting black men for not fighting for women in Black Lives Matter. This was posted August 10th of 2016, and basically there is this picture. I mean, this sign that they held up on a freeway. I guess it was an overpass. So, people are passing by underneath the freeway, and these sisters are standing out holding the sign, which is absolutely absurd to me because you are not talking to black men. You're talking to everybody who passes on the freeway. This is the thing that, and let me start with this. Let me stop for a second. I am so sick and tired of black women not accepting responsibility for ourselves and blaming everything on black men. The sign says, "Dear black men, cisgender and straight," in parentheses, "while you're busy not fighting for us, remember that you're killing us too," with a black fist, right? So in the article, it basically quotes this woman, Ashley Shackelford. Let me read this. It says, "A few days ago, activist Ashley Shackelford publicly held black men accountable for their lack of support during the more recent killings of black women. The black male response to the police killing of Corinne Gaines on August 1st has been particularly disheartening for many black women." Shackelford, along with Bree Carter, Erica Michelle, and Catherine Imani, hung the following sign over a local freeway, and Shackelford posted an extended letter on Facebook. This is what she said in the letter on Facebook. "Dear black man, while you're busy not fighting for us, remember that you're killing us too. For Corinne Gaines, for Sky Maccabee, for Joyce Quayway, for Dee Wigham, for all black women and femmes. We are the revolution. No revolution without us. Set it off, black future." All of these are hashtags. "We hung this over the highway today to remind black cisgender and straight men of the truth. You don't shut SHIT, I'm trying not to cuss, down for us when we're murdered by the police, by this system, or by our community. While you spend all this time justifying our deaths, don't forget that you're on the list of things we fear the most. The biggest threat to black women and femmes' safety is not just white and non-black people, it's you. We are the revolution, and you can't silence us anymore. This is just the beginning. This will no longer be a conversation we keep in-house because you can't be trusted to hear us, protect us, humanize us, or love us. We're dedicated to airing out all of our intra-community violence laundry until ish changes. F white people hearing our problems. This isn't about their voyeurism. This is about our lives and our safety. We ain't fighting for y'all no more until you stop killing us and until you start centering the violence, trauma, and pain we suffer by anti-black misogynistic violence. This is a new black future." First of all, let me let you know, you do not speak for me. You do not speak for the thousands of black women that I have had contact with and that I have contact with every single day. Because for one, we do not include cisgender and femmes in the conversation when we are addressing our people. There's no need to differentiate when we're talking about matters of the heart, when we're talking about things that we are concerned with. There's no need to differentiate which sexual anomalies that we're identifying, that we're talking to when we have this discussion. That is a problem, and you are not going to do that on our watch without us calling you out on that. We talk to black men, we talk to black women who uphold and who represent black life, black love, black family, black children, in that order. This is what really upsets me, because we could talk about black men leaving the household. We could talk about black men who are, physically abusing our women. We could talk about black men who are not in the household taking care of the children. We could talk about all the problems that we have as it pertains to our men. But the biggest thing that really upsets me is that Women are giving birth to these dudes. Most of these dudes that I know, and I'm saying dudes specifically because I don't want to say brother and I don't want to say men. I'm saying dudes. A lot of these dudes have mommy issues. They came out of the womb from women who didn't love themselves, who probably had a relationship with a man that she didn't love or he didn't love her, whether he was abusive, like all of his issues. Yes, we could write a full-fledged, synopsis on what men aren't, but I'm sick and tired of Black women avoiding our problems and our responsibilities and what we're not doing and what we've done that has aided in the damage and the dysfunction in our community. These men have mothers. They came from Black wombs. How did they go from loving their mother, if they ever loved their mother, to destroying our sisters? And why aren't women being held accountable for what we're giving birth to? A lot of these dudes have mommy issues. That's where the first problem set in. He didn't respect his mother. His mother didn't give him love. His mother didn't breastfeed him. His mother was an alcoholic. His mother was mentally abusive. His mother was depressed. His mother was in prison. His mother was a crackhead. His mother was an alcoholic. His mother put men before him. His mother didn't love herself. His mother was a prostitute. His mother did this. Like, it's not all our men's fault. Black women have serious house cleaning to do. So yes, we hold these brothers accountable, but if we're not going to talk about Black women and how we have aided in the dysfunction of our men, Black boys get molested by women too. Do you understand that? There is a very sick dichotomy happening right now where you have all these Black females, these femmes, and these anti-Black men and these, Black feminist columns, and everything's always pointing the finger at Black men. Meanwhile, Gabby Douglas, one of the greatest athletes in the world, is getting dragged and drugged all over social media by Black women, talking about her hair. Disrespecting that young sister. She's 20 years old. When she was in the Olympics in 4 years ago, when she was 16 years old, y'all dogged her out. Black women. And I was looking on Twitter and reading some of the things that these sisters were saying about this young sister, and 75% of y'all got weaves and a face full of makeup. And you talking about and disrespecting this beautiful young sister, one of the best athletes in the world. You can see the pain in her face and the struggle in her face because people are all over social media bullying her. Black women got too much inner conflict. What did she say? She said intra community violence. What about intra-community violence between women? Let me let y'all in on a little secret. Dark-skinned women have an unwritten beef with dark-skinned women, just like light-skinned women have an unwritten, unspoken beef with other light-skinned women. Then, of course, we could do the dark-skinned versus light-skinned thing. That goes without saying. But a lot of these sisters that I'm noticing are talking about Gabby Douglas look like Gabby Douglas. You just got a perm. You didn't lie, dyed, and fried your hair back. Or you got a blonde weave, or you got a weave all down your back and a face full of makeup, and you have the audacity to be talking about and shaming this young sister because she ain't worried about how she looks. She's trying to be the best in the world. Y'all are sick. So where's the women who stood out on the freeway with the signs talking about what you won't do for Black men? Let's hold Black women accountable for the way we disrespect one another. And I'm a prime example. A lot of these comments, these disrespectful comments about me on my social media pages are Black women. There's so much foolishness and dysfunction and ignorance plaguing the minds of so many of our women. I'm sick and tired of y'all blaming everything on Black men. We gave birth to this. It came from our wombs. So yes, we have to deal with our men. Yes, we have to call them out. I don't believe standing on a freeway with a sign where everybody can read it. Asian women are looking at you like, wow, I would never do that. Latino women, white women, all of them are looking at you. You look like a fool. What have you proven? What did you accomplish? I just, I really want to underscore like the insanity of a young sister being disrespected and degraded on social media to the point where you can see the pain in her face, the bullying on social media, the blaming black men for everything. Then you add this social media stuff, man. It is so dysfunctional and it is so dangerous, and we really don't realize the impact that it's having on our children and on our young people. Like, people are committing suicide behind this stuff. The sister Leslie Jones on Twitter, all of the disrespectful things that were said about her, about her skin tone, relating her to a monkey. Like, it's hard enough being a black woman in this world as it is. This is why I always say, like, we talking about building institutions, we're talking about schools and banks and hospitals, and we need all of that. But like, the accountability in us, the humanity in us, the inability to see one another as human beings, laughing and joking and creating memes about people's lives. And, some of it's funny, but a lot of the times it's like there's something should be off limits. Amy Joyner was a 16-year-old girl that got beat up in a bathroom by black girls. Where in the hell are the women standing on the freeway with the banner talking about that? Talking about the catty behavior of black women on Real Housewives of Atlanta and on reality TV and on social media, and how dangerous it is to young black girls. In the same way young black boys are looking at Young Thug and looking at these different rappers and trying to find masculinity and manhood. And don't tell me it's about the parents, because we've already agreed that we come from, dysfunctional foundations. And then in the next breath, you're going to tell me it takes a village. But where the hell is the village? When it's time to call in a village, you want to tell us it's up to the parents. Cowards. So, Amy Joyner and, these hood fights and whatnot, where girls are like beating up girls. This school in Oakland, these girls up here are so atrocious. They're beating up each other and bullying one another, and on social media, disrespecting one another. And, like, where are you at on the freeway with the banner about black women and the war on black women by black women? The condition of young black girls right now. Have you looked at Periscope? Are you aware of what's happening on Twitter and on Facebook and on Snapchat and the condition of our daughters? You mean to tell me that's all black men's fault? Where's the consensus on that? Where's your high alert? Where's your state of emergency as far as our daughters are concerned? The condition of black women, this catty, overzealous, extreme vanity mixed with insecurity, this foolishness that you see young 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds, everybody want to be a damn stripper now. Black women think that all we have is our sexuality. All you have is your breast to your behind ratio. And, some of that has to do with our men, but a lot of that is us competing with one another, not having a solid foundation, a core foundation of self-love, of emotional intelligence, proper guidance by other women. I can't tell you how many women that I come across as I travel and talk to different sisters who've never had a healthy relationship with another woman. We gonna blame that on men too? We gonna blame the $500 billion to $1 trillion that we spend in the hair care industry on weave, on perms, on braids, on synthetic hair? We gonna blame all of that on black men too? While we don't acknowledge the fact that our schools are dying, that our bookstores are dying, that we haven't created sustainable businesses in fields that we actually need. I'm not talking about beauty supplies and t-shirts and incense and oils and those things are great. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking about sustainable businesses that can uphold our people. Are we waiting for our men to do that? So the point that I really want to underscore is that we as black women have to start being more vocal about what's happening with our men, the feminization of black men, the masculinization of black women. If you don't know about the study that Tyrone Hayes has done on Toads, atrazine and Surgenta as a black woman, then you're not on your square. Period. Like, there is a scientific war that's taking place right now. Then maybe we can look at our sons and our men that we come in contact that are in this homosexual war. And I'll call it that because we have to be concerned with our ability to give birth. We have to be concerned with sexually transmitted diseases. We have to be concerned with men being raped in prison. We have to be concerned with pedophilia. They say there's 4 million pedophiles in the United States at any given time. And those pedophiles are creating more pedophiles. Can we stand on a damn freeway with a banner and talk about that? Can we talk about the black women who knew of or know of their children being molested by men in their family and told the children to keep it a secret? Was that black men's fault too?